Fixxx on Dash Radio. Get the shit.
It's Codigo Red, and I have my next guest with me. He's a rapper.
No, I'm not. I am
You're not a rapper?
no.
What do you do then?
I'm an artist. I'm a singer.
Oh, you sing. My bad.
I occasionally do a little something, but I'm not a rapper. I wouldn't call myself a rapper.
Wouldn't call yourself a rapper? So you're more so like R&B?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I dig that. My apologies for.
I think she's, the new age of R&B sounds like a mixture of rap. So
I can definitely say that, which is
hard,
Yeah, that's why I was like, no, I'm not a rapper. No, because it all kind of bleeds in a little bit together.
Yeah,
so
I think R. Kelly's the one that threw that curveball
right,
to make
right.
it like where it's kind of hard to depict singing and rapping. So it's like a mixture of everything. But
Right.
man, so you're on a press tour right now.
Right.
How's that been going?
Pretty good. I mean, we've, I'm new to California for the most part, so I got a chance to see parts of California that I've never seen before. We were up in the Bay and Oakland, San Francisco, Fresno, Sacramento, San Diego. I mean, we were all over the place, and it was just, it was a blessing to get a chance to see California.
Yeah.
Not on top of that, meeting some great people, and obviously, the music aspect of it. But
Yeah, how's everybody been receptive to your music?
I mean, from what I can tell, unless people are really great actors, they like the song. You know what I'm saying? I sometimes at this point in my career, I can usually tell if people are really about the song or if they're just being, candid and
cordial and shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Or if they really vibe into it.
Exactly.
So I see you got a track right here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's called Bad Girls. Tell us about that.
So Bad Girls is a song that took me a little while to get together because last year I released a record that, we like to joke around as like it's kind of a Nickelodeon record.
Okay.
And I wasn't ready to drop a song quite like this until I had gone through a couple more things. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like records you can write a song, but unless you really live through that shit, you can't really tell the story the way it's supposed to be told.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I had to go through a little bit more life, and I actually made the beat in fragments of 10 years. This is something that I started doing when I was 15, 16. I was writing it, and then I just like, oh, this will be great for a track at some point in my life. I didn't know when it was going to be or how it was going to be, but when it all started to come together, I was like, oh, I have this in the vault from when I was 16. I'm going to pull this back up and then work on the track, and it all came together in a way that I couldn't even imagine.
Yeah.
So I'm really happy about it because it's something that I touched on every single facade. I wrote it, produced it. I didn't mix and master it. That's above my head, but
So do you feel like a lot of your music is made organically and not forced?
Yeah, exactly. And the thing is, I know we're in a time in the industry where we're releasing tracks on tracks on tracks. We just want to get the content out. I can't do it that way. I need to sit with the record and really live with it for a while before I put it out in the airways. Because once it's out, it's out. You know what I'm saying? You can't take it back. I mean, you can, but like that's corny.
Yeah.
I'd rather sit on a track and really body it. I'd rather body 5 tracks a year than to put out 20 tracks that were kind of like that just missed everybody.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It shows you care about your career, and that's gonna give you the longevity.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? If you actually care about the content you're putting out, because like you said, you got a lot of people, they're just throwing a lot of shit out there, and they know it's hit and miss. Okay, if the shit's garbage, people forget about it because you'll come out with something tight eventually. But to have somebody like you that cares, I think that's dope.
Yeah, definitely. So you just collect all your old beats and whatnot?
Yeah, I think when I save everything. I have like 5 iPhones. If everybody like clowns me about it, but like over the years, you have fragments of songs and stuff that you collect, and you never know when that opportunity for that one snare sound that you got in 2013 is gonna come through. And that's really what I pride myself on. I was like, nothing goes unused. You know what I'm saying? I'll write a song, and if I don't really like it for this particular point in my life, I'll shelve it for 5 years. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I think when I'm writing a record, especially with the rest of my team, it's like, okay, he might have 5 separate years of experience, or he might have a whole nother vault of something that he's been waiting for something that I say, and then it's like, oh, when it all comes together, is beautiful.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I think the organic process of music, like I don't really buy beats online. You know what I'm saying? I'll hear something and I'll like get some motivation from it, but you know, if I hear something, I'll call, you know, my guitarist, I'll call Calvin and be like, hey, I really need you to do something on here because there's something that you're playing that I really think could fit in my track here. Or I'll call my bassist Boogie, or I'll call, you know, my other producer Calvin. Like, there's so many different ways, but we all like to make music together. Like, we all get into a studio and we'll be like, all right, let's put 50 years worth of music, different music experiences together and see what we can come up with. You know what I'm saying?
And if you have music that you can put out like down the line,
right,
that shows that your music's not, it doesn't sound dated too. So
exactly.
The quality level is on a whole nother level. Cause you know, like some people try to pull out old tracks and it'd be like, dude, you could tell they recorded that shit a long time ago. You know, that shit ain't gonna work. That, for instance, like Lil Wayne's most recent album, all the music was old, but it didn't sound dated.
Right.
It's because the music was dope.
And
so, you know,
I thought that was so interesting, like, because I listened to it and I was like, okay, this is definitely recorded about 5 years ago, but it still sounds fresh to me. You know what I'm saying? It still sounds cohesive. And then you can listen to some tracks. Okay, he recorded this yesterday. Clearly, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I know that's how Wayne is. He'll just record something and lay it down and be like, okay, well, if it fits, great. If not, then I'll just save it in the vault.
And Snoop's verse on the album, that shit sound like it was from like 90 something, because it sound like the old Snoop. Yeah. I was like, damn, he must have pulled this shit from the 90s or something.
You're right. And they were saying like Kendrick's verse on Mona Lisa was recorded like years ago. Yeah. And I really love that though. It's just like, you know, good music is timeless. You can never put a date on some of these artists, which is, I mean, that's what every artist should aspire to be, in my opinion. So
speaking of good music, let's take a quick break and let's listen to Bad Girls. And then we're going to come back and chop it up about it. You listening to The Fixx on Dash Talk X.
That was hot.
Oh, thank you.
You know, I was completely wrong. You are definitely not a rapper. You are definitely not a rapper. You are definitely a singer. And I like it too because I don't feel like you see too many black artists involving like pop. You know, it kind of had like a pop feel to it, definitely.
Right.
And that was really dope because I could see that playing in the back of like a TV show, you know, or like
a movie scene.
Or a movie
that
scene.
That beat is hard too.
Right.
Yeah, the beat was awesome.
Bad Girls Doing Damage.
Oh, okay, Jay Well.
Right.
No, that shit was, I like that shit.
That was really hot.
We're going to have some ugly girls trying to do some damage too, you know what I'm saying?
You got to make a single.
Y'all better
for
watch
ugly
it,
girls.
you know what I'm saying? That's for the bad girls. Let's not get it twisted.
Right.
Ugly girl edition.
Oh, yeah, you got to make it. Ugly girls need to sit in the house.
Oh, my God. Well, you ain't hear from me. I
you heard it from Jay Well.
Politically correct, you know.
So have you thought about possibly using your music in TV shows or movies or films?
Well, yeah. I mean, honestly, when I was polishing up some of the sounds, like I watch a lot of shows on like Netflix and stuff like that, and I hear things. So this story is gonna be pretty funny. So I got like super high one time, right? And I watched the whole entire season of Stranger Things, right? So that like 80s synth sound came to me. It was like I was like, because on the intro of Stranger Things, it's like set in the 80s and they have all these like 80s like analog synths. I was like, man, I really want this on a track. This would sound hot. And I heard Stranger Things when I was recording the beat. I was like, yeah, but we gotta put some of them drums in there and some of those 808s and make it really sound really cinematic. And I think that'll come through when we drop the video in the next I think week and a half or so. When the video comes out, you'll definitely see the cinematic aspect of what I envisioned when I made the track. So I think anytime you make a song, you see something too. And I was like, I can see this on TV. I can see this in a movie somewhere. Like, it's really fast paced. Like, it makes your heart kind of race type of thing. And I can't really make a song unless I have some type of visual in my head as to how it's going to go. Because even the way you record your vocals, it's not me just saying words. It's like, you have to envision, like, okay, what is the character going through right now? You almost have to see it like a movie before you even record it, because there's certain inflections in your voice. And
I could hear that song on Girls Trip too. They should come. They should come buy that shit.
Oh, really?
Put you on that.
Yeah.
That'll be hard. That on Girls
really
Trip too.
Dope.
Yeah.
They need to hear that shit. Y'all need to slide that and they box off. You know what I'm saying? That I could hear that in that.
Definitely.
Even that movie Bad Girl.
Yeah.
You know, Bad Girls Doing Damage. That's the shit. I'm telling you, that shit catchy. I like the beat hard.
I like
For real,
that.
that's
Do you
dope.
have a video for that song too? A music video?
No, the video drops in about, I think, October 26th is what we're aiming for.
Okay.
And this is by far the biggest video I've done. And my fans know me for doing my visuals. Like I have a visual to pretty much every song that I've pushed. But this is gonna blow everything out the water. We had like special effects and
That's what's up.
You know, I'm geeked about it. Like,
all right, man. When you blow up, don't forget about coming back. Talk about it. You know what I'm saying?
Don't forget about Fixx.
I'm living
Come
right
back
down
on
the
the
street,
Fixx.
man. I'll be.
Oh,
here
that's
every
what's
day.
up, man.
Yeah,
All right,
yeah.
that's for now. When you blow up, you're gonna be like, yeah, I'm in the hills. You know, I ain't got time for that shit.
Right.
Right. Don't go to Hollywood on me.
Yeah, don't do that. Definitely don't do that, man.
Right.
That's dope. But what other song do you have right now besides Bad Girls?
So I released, like I said before, I kind of released a little bit of a Nickelodeon record last year that I didn't really body the way I wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
So as a way to get myself out of that, I released a song, New Identity, on August 17th, which documents heavily my transition from being, because I was working at a bank when I wrote my first album. So
Okay.
you can only go so hard when you're working at Bank of America. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I
But
needed.
you did it.
Yeah. We found a way to pursue and get through that situation in my life. So, coming out to California from the East Coast, I needed a track to kind of get me there. You know what I'm saying? So, New Identity literally documents my, okay, like I'm here now, like, and the people that doubted me back in the East Coast when I was like, hey, I'm gonna move to LA to do the music thing. They're like, okay, or you could stay at this bank job and get this bread. I'm like, nah, I don't really care about the bank. I want to do music. So, when I got out here, I wanted to create a track that was like, oh, this is the new me now. Like, this is my new job. This is my new zip code. And I played with some of these themes. So that was like the reintroduction of what EMG is. And I'm releasing like a short story. It's like a 4-track short story that I'm in the process of now. Bad Girls is like chapter 2.
Okay.
And then I have, a couple tracks coming out top of 2019 that will complete the short story. But there's continuity in the whole entire project. I like stories. I'm a storyteller by trade, so I feel like just releasing a song just for the hell of it without a story behind it is kind of,
That's
not really
dope.
my
That's
style.
dope.
Yeah.
Well, tell everybody where they can find you on social media.
Right.
Tell them once again when the video's dropping, and anything else you feel that they need to know.
Right. So you can follow me on Instagram at Evan Michael Green. You can follow me on Facebook at Evan Michael Green. Twitter, the boy EMG, and I have a website, evanmichaelgreen.com. Most of my fans, like, they trip over the name because it's a very long name. It's actually my government, but everybody in my camp calls me EMG or just Evan. You know what I'm saying? I like to keep that, I like to keep the simplicity of it. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to, because in the beginning I was like, oh, I should have like a stage name, something really like, whatever. Like, but nah, Evan Michael Green can be whoever the hell he wants to be. He don't need a fancy stage name for that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I think my fans know me for being a storyteller and an artist, and that tries to body everything that he does, and that's what I want future fans to know about me. It's like, if I touch a track, just know I put some work into it, not only on a music level but overall. You know what I'm saying? So that's about it, man. I'm pretty simple.
There you have it.
Yeah.
That's Evan Michael Green. If that's too long for you, that's EMG. And you know what I'm saying? Look out for that video coming out. Because it's Bad
26th.
Girls Doing Damage. And on that note, we're going to take a small break, and we're going to come back with the next guest. You're listening to The Fixx on Dash Talk X.